You thought
I
I was
have
talking
such a
about you.
yeah. I thought you were talking about me. I
You
was
are too,
I
though.
like
Yeah.
I have like a team that is like not a carbon copy, but I have a team with Tyreek, Mostert, and AJ Brown, and I play the Todds this week, who have the same three players. I do have Josh Allen on both teams, so hopefully he just goes for like 50.
Word. I put us up on live on the YouTube, by the way.
Oh,
Oh, we're
nice.
live? Okay.
Send the
All
link
right.
because
Let
I'll
me
send it to some people.
All right. Your brother has the
get
link. Let me send it to you, though.
My bro has it.
Yeah, he should have it. 1 second, though.
He's in there. It's hilarious.
he's in my league, and we send it to my league.
Nice. Send it to Degenerates being.
Yeah, that's what I sent it to. But not, different one.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
send it,
Oh,
I'll
you guys
send
have another Degenerates chat?
Yeah.
No, my league's just called the League of Degenerates.
Yeah, nice.
EJ, Romy.
Rome was good.
How was your trip, Nick?
It was good. Cuba's it's such a unique place, man.
Who did you go with?
Met up with a couple of homies.
Oh, okay. Where was your? Oh, okay, all right. And the lady was in New York or something?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
You got to have your own separate thing. That's good to hear.
You know what I mean? Every once in a while.
Nice.
My picks
I'm
this
hopping
week.
off.
All right,
I'm
beat
eating
it.
some
We'll
dinner
see you
real
soon.
quick, but I'm around. Yeah.
All right, we'll see you soon. How do I sound, Nick? Am I good?
You sound good. Is your input on the right thing? Hold on, let me turn the volume
Yeah,
up.
yeah, it is. Let me fix this. I'm like in my living room because I just have nowhere to go right now.
They kicked you out of everywhere.
I'm sitting in my fucking living room. Look, I got my Molly's right
Do it
here.
for the pod, Molly.
Fucking limping around. She hurt her leg.
Oh man.
All right. I think I'm a little tilted, but that's fine.
I gotta get my. I got one. Oh shoot! I didn't even do the. I guess we're gonna run without questions for the dean.
Okay. I mean, this is when you need questions for the dean. When I'm undefeated in like 90% of my leagues.
All right. Well, then give me a little
and
bit
I'm
of
just
time.
smashing you in FanDuel 5-1 now.
Yeah, give me like 10 minutes then.
What do you need? 10 minutes for what?
To look up some questions for the dean.
No, it's fine. Do them next week. We'll do it. We'll do a jam-packed questions for the dean next week once I'm 7-0 in all my leagues.
Yeah, Bedick was distracting me. Blame Bedick. We're talking about fantasy picks. We can't hear you. I would have to add you back, Bedick.
All right. Hold on 1 second.
I'm not sure if he does want me to add him back. I can.
Let me make sure I've got everything up. I've got my picks. My picks are disgusting this week. I had to go disgusting. This has been a disgusting season of football. It really has.
Who'd you bet? Like the
every
Giants?
team, the worst. I went through and I was like, which 3 bets do I hate the most? And those are the ones I picked.
So you bet like the Giants. I'd have to look at the board again, but let me pick my second wide receiver or my third wide receiver. Who the hell are we gonna go with?
No, I picked Washington actually, but
okay.
I should probably switch to the Giants though. That's a good idea. I'm gonna do that. All right, we ready to go?
In football.
Oh, I got the Colt. Actually, I'll wait till pod picks goes.
Yeah,
chill. All right. Let me get the outline up. Yeah, everyone who's on here. Nick, for one of our marquee games, put the Giants in Washington.
It's a big match. I
gotta add. Did we add the one? I don't think we did. Chiefs at Chargers. No. I got it in there.
Yeah,
I'll add it.
Who the hell am I gonna add here?
I mean, Chargers at Chiefs.
He gets no burn.
I'm betting the Phillies like every night too. They've been killing it.
That's what's up. You seen hockey started up too? That was pretty clutch. This
All right, we
guy
ready?
got a lot of plays last week.
We ready?
Let me see. 8,400 can get me who? Yeah, I'm gonna have to do it. Yeah, we're ready.
Week 7. I hit it first time. I knew it.
That's
NFL
what's up.
season 2023, baby. We're here, and I am looking at the hottest gambler on the planet. All right. Let me tell you guys right now. Let me tell you something. All right. Nobody won betting NFL last weekend. Not a single human being on the face of the earth except Nick Francis. He is the only person to win gambling on football last week, and that is a verified fact. Nick, how you feeling? You must be feeling incredible.
I'm feeling good. Came off a vacation, didn't watch a second of it, and came back to the W's.
Oh, that's a nice thing. I see Rome. He says hockey is his zone. Rome, you got to give us a hockey pick on the pod right now. I need something. I will bet whatever you give me blind. But yeah, incredible week from you. Before we get into the recap, Diet Smoke sponsoring us again, as always. Best stuff in the business. Delta 8, THC, Delta 9, CBD, pens, vapes, gummies, the best stuff. The merch, the hats. I mean, I should be wearing one. I was wearing one last week. The hats, the sweatshirt, everything's the best. Code Nick and Bean, E on the end, 20% off. We don't need to be long. People know how much we love this stuff. We believe in it. We live it. We breathe it. Nick's always using it, no matter where he is. It's the best stuff in the game. Code Nick and Bean, 20% off. Mr. 5-0, give me your recap of your week.
So I took the Bengals and I took the Ravens. The Bengals, neither of them teams, like when I look back at the box scores, like
They didn't even play well.
Neither of the quarterbacks had that many yards. Neither of them had that many touchdowns. I think so Tucker had 6 field goals. So maybe Lamar had 1 touchdown, maybe.
Yeah, he threw one to Zay Flowers. Yeah, he had one to Flowers. And Burrow, like first drive, they looked incredible. They scored, and then it was a shit game. I think they won like 17-13. Just a weird game.
But they both got it done.
They covered.
Exactly, and they covered. So I'll take it.
So 2-0 in bets. You're 5-0. You're undefeated the last 2 weeks. Hottest gambler in the world. You were 2-2 in fantasy. I see.
Yeah.
Any elaboration on that?
I smelt out that rat on the Philly game on that teaser. I was like, I can't remember on the pod last week. I was like, I can't bet it. Like something about this game is just telling me that this is the one. This is that teaser killer.
You know, and this is a new year because usually you fall for the rats. I fell for the rat this time. And not only did I fall for it, everyone and their mother fell for it. Everyone had the Eagles tied to something, and everyone had the Niners tied to something, and they both lost. It was a disaster. I was 0-2 on my bets. On the other hand, now let's get to the positives. 6-0 in fantasy again, all right? I've still got half my teams undefeated. It's been a glorious run. Let's keep it going. So fantasy doing well. The bets are not good, but I'm going to switch my philosophy this week. When I'm not seeing the board, I'm going to have to fade myself, and we'll get to that in pod picks. But I do want to – emphasis is on you because you're on an epic run. Keep going. Keep seeing the board. What, to fade yourself?
Yeah, that's such a wild strategy.
But sometimes it works, right?
It does.
Like these people, whenever you see something and you're not betting well and you're not hitting your bets, sometimes you got to know when to flip your brain the other way and go against it. You right now, you would never do that because you're too hot. You stick with what you're seeing. I have to do it right now, and it's going to work. Probably.
I'm not seeing this. Whatever I'm seeing, do the
opposite. I was so confident last week, and the Rams were such a good play, and the Eagles killed them. So it is what it is. Let's get into it. Impact players. I did see. We will say this week, Nick did the outline this week, which is just incredible. He's stepping up. And this is what happens when you're on a 5-0 streak. You start doing the outline, you start researching more. I mean, you're feeling yourself, and I love it. All right. I absolutely love to see it. First impact player, Jared Goff. These Lions, man. These Lions. Nick always lying. Oh no, Sin City. We've got a commenter just going in on Nick. He's at the peak right now, and we've got people hating on him. And, it's what happens in this world.
That's what happens, right?
So Jared Goff, he's been in the impact players back-to-back weeks. Nick, what'd you see with Jared Goff, even though you didn't see the game, but you felt the game?
No. Yeah, exactly. I was what they call it in the chamber, just feeling the game with my eyes shut. But yeah, it just seems every year at the end of the year, Jared Goff is at the top 5 in yards, at the top 5 in touchdowns, and we're seeing it again this year. He has a defense to match with it. So we'll see.
So I don't
we'll see.
I don't know if what you said was right, but I believe it right now because you're so hot. I don't know if he's ever even finished top 5 in yards, but maybe he has. Either way, maybe he has. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying I don't know. But I will tell you this. The knock on Goff last year was he could only do it at home in the dome. So people were a little sketch going to Tampa Bay. They were 3-1, and Goff threw for 353, 2 touchdowns. Amon-Ra looked great coming back from injury, and he only had like a gimping around Laporta, who was not playing that well. So shout out to Jared Goff. Just an incredible week from him. They get the W. They're 5-1, and
he's
incredible game.
Outside. He's away outside again this week, so we'll see.
Yep. Next guy on the list is going to miss. What?
Getting 3 points.
Getting 3 points. Yep, I know. I have looked at that game very closely.
Yeah,
maybe a preview here.
I might have bet the game.
Me too, maybe. So next guy on the list. He's going to miss a few weeks. I don't know if you caught that drift. He's probably going to go on IR or at least miss a couple weeks here. Kyren Williams, who had literally like 15, 20 yards at one point, and I blinked and he had 150 yards and 2 touchdowns. He's been a top 5 to 6 fantasy running back on the year. Ridiculous numbers. Sean McVay tends to find these guys, and when he does, he just rides them. So interested to see who's going to fill in that spot, but great game from him. The Rams, I didn't think they were going to be much coming into the year, especially with the Kupp injury, but they played well without him, and now they've got the duo with Puka and Kupp. They've got a solid line on both the offensive and defensive side of the ball, so I'm really impressed with what they've done so far.
Yeah, the Rams have honestly surprised me. They've looked a lot better than I thought they were going to look. And Kyren Williams, he actually I was like, why are we talking about the Rams again? But yeah, and Kyren Williams, he actually was a surprise too. I remember there was one week I put on the question for the Dean against like some big name running back, and you're like, actually, honestly, it might be Kyren Williams. And he played amazing for the last few weeks, and we'll see what happens with him later on this season.
We have just an incredible moment right here in the Nick and Bean pod, year 3. We've got Romy Rome, who just gave us just an incredible bet. This is the type of bet I want to see. I don't know. I know one player he's giving here. This is an NHL bet. We may have found our NHL savant. Who knows? Clayton Keller, Kyle Connor, Jared McCann. Who the fuck are those people? Mikko Rantanen. Anytime goal scorer parlay, it's got to pay like 50 to 1 too. I mean, that's just an incredible bet. If that hits, Romy, you may have your own segment on this show. I'm not going to confirm that. It's not 100%, but you met Tyreek Hill, our third impact player.
Yes. So Tyreek Hill.
What is there to say about him?
Well, we'll just read off the stats that he had last game. It was 6 receptions, 163 yards, and a touchdown. He's averaging historic numbers. I think he's on pace for like 2,300 yards, which would have been the most ever by a wide receiver in the NFL season. So what he's doing is ridiculous. He's
incredible. Just got to shout him out. No, don't need to add anything onto that. And we just kind of mentioned him with Kyren Williams, but Cooper Kupp's back, ladies and gentlemen. 7 for 147 and a score. He looks great. Like we said, the Rams are looking good, but shout out to Cooper Kupp. I was one of the doubters over the month he was gone with the hamstring, maybe 2 months with the hamstring. I didn't know if he was going to come back and be himself.
He iced it
He's
up,
here.
rehab
He's
that,
here.
John. Yeah,
He looks fantastic. All right, that's impact players. Let's get into week 7. All right, huge week in the NFL. And little precursor here. The NFL, I read, it's the lowest scoring season since 2010. The lowest amount of explosive plays since 2009. It's a fucking weird year. And Nick, let me tell you, you remember when we started the show, when you look, what would you guess like a normal over-under would be in the NFL? I always thought like 44, 45. Yeah, like when we started the show. Yeah.
Yeah, I would have thought 44. I would have thought 44.
Yeah, 44. Let me read you the list here of what
47?
I see of the games.
Is
No.
it 47?
No, I don't have the stat on that. I'm just going to read you the over-unders for the week. 41, 37, 38, 43, 40, 37 and a half, 44 and a half, 44 and a half, 48, the highest of the week. Sorry, not the highest of the week, second highest. 45, 51, 44. Almost every game is under 44. Like the scoring is just so low this year. We need some action, all right? And
I think
this
it
first
dropped
marquee
also last year, though. I think last year.
it might
started the
have.
trend. Yeah.
For sure, but
It's
not
been
as bad
coming
as
down.
this year.
No.
Yeah, for sure. All right. We've got the Atlanta Falcons, 3-3, traveling to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are 3-2. Tampa's -2.5. The over-under is 37.5. What are you feeling in this game, Nick?
Yeah, I'm not feeling a bunch of scoring. Is what I'm not feeling. So
No,
we've got
definitely not.
We've got some good defensive lines. We've got Desmond Ridder versus a banged up Baker Mayfield. Although it's his offhand, he still needs that thumb. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see about the run game against these defensive lines.
Pause.
I'm not sure what I said, but yeah, we'll see about the run game. But with these defensive lines, I don't know. I like the Falcons in a teaser, and I don't know if I'm gonna give that on the show, but I definitely have them in a teaser already.
Okay, yeah, you get them up to 8.5. I think that as well. You said
Tampa Bay's not winning by margin. They're not blowing them out by like 10 points or something.
I'd be surprised as well. And I saw you said it had opened at 40. The total, it's down to 37.5. You know what? I actually, funny enough, lean over in this game. If I was to give out a play, I would lean the over here. I know they're two solid defenses, but just when you think this one, it almost seemed like it. When you first look at it, you're like, oh, it's going to go under. It's going to be like a 2010 game or 17-10 or 2017. But I just have, for some reason, I have a feeling this game is going to go over that 37.5. Next game.
3 points is probably too much of a reaction. I don't even think it's a bad weather game. So,
yeah, agreed. Next game. This may be the second or third best game of the week. Maybe second, actually. Detroit Lions traveling to Baltimore. Baltimore Ravens are -3. And this is a fucking game, Nick. This is a great game.
Yeah. Yeah, so we've
got the total right now. Go ahead.
So we've got Lamar throwing the ball more like he has the past 2 weeks. The receivers, like last week, it didn't necessarily translate, so maybe it doesn't ever translate and click, but I'd rather see him taking those attempts than not taking those attempts. So that's exciting for the Ravens because that run game will always be there. Their defense will always be there. The Lions, they're playing excited football on both sides of the ball. So
inspired football. Everyone on that team has bought in to what Dan Campbell's selling. And you know what the issue though, what we saw last week for the Ravens is they can't finish. They got down to the 10-yard line, it seemed like every possession last week in London, and they kick field goals almost every time. You got to finish the ball, finish the drive, especially against a team like the Lions. On the other hand, Goff and the Lions, they finish every drive. They've got Amon-Ra Jamison Williams caught a touchdown. He's back. He stretches the field. They lose Montgomery, but that's fine. Jameer Gibbs will be back. He's going to run the ball. Their offensive line is
He
a
should be
force.
back. Are we
He's
positive
back.
that
Yeah, he full practice today. He's back.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
the defense though is what's surprising people, right? Aiden
Yes.
Hutchinson looks like a fucking boss. They
Yes.
get Brian Branch back this week. They've got people flying around all over the field. I mean, it's just shocking that the Lions defense is actually something to be, to actually look at. So I was surprised that this wasn't like a -2 or -2.5, and they're giving Baltimore that full 3. That surprised me. But it's going to be a great game.
Did it not open 2.5? I'm not sure, but it was
may
3.
have. That would make sense.
It was 3 darn near all week though.
Yeah.
And
I
now
didn't
it's getting
see it
like
at
a more
2.5.
expensive. Now it's getting like a more expensive +3, but I think we both like the same side here.
Yeah, probably.
Based on the way we're talking.
All right.
Yeah. Maybe we
Yep,
should.
I agree. All right. Next game. Probably you're so right. All right. Next game. Nick said this was the matchup of the year. This is his favorite game. He somehow put this in marquee matchups. It's the 3-3 Washington football team or Commanders, whatever the hell you want to call them, traveling to the 1-5 New York Jets or Giants. Nick, why is this game here? Tell me. You must have some play on this game that only you know. Tell me.
No, so I did end up putting this game in a teaser, but that's not why I thought this game should be there. I just believe that, hey, it's a divisional matchup. You got the New York Giants in the NFC that's still wide open, and they're 3-3. They're looking pretty darn bad. No, sorry, the Giants are 1-5. The Commanders are 3-3.
Giants are 1-5. The Giants are a catastrophe.
Yeah, they're looking pretty darn bad over there. But I think with Sam Howell, I think they're still in this game within teaser range. So I like the Giants as a teaser leg. And that's why I put them as a marquee matchup. I think New York always gets that marquee label. They get the most eyes, like
Okay.
LA, New York. You know what I mean?
All right, that's fine. I don't want to even talk about that game anymore. It will be in my pod picks though, so we'll get back to it. All right, I'm sliding the Chargers at Chiefs here. The Chiefs are -5.5.
Definitely not watching that game though.
No,
it's a marquee matchup, but I'm not watching it.
All right, so that means it's not a marquee matchup. That's my point.
Okay. Point taken.
All right, Chiefs -5.5 against. You know what? When am I going to get to take my victory lap about Justin? Is Justin Herbert even good? Is this guy even good? He sucks, so. Nick. He looked. So I've been saying, I've hated on him since he's been in the league. I just don't think he's a winner. This was the first game where he actually sucked. Usually he throws it all over the field and then they blow the game at the end. No faith in the Giants in this one, says Romy. Usually Herbert looks great and then he blows the game at the end. He looked like shit all night tonight. On Monday night. I was going against Keenan Allen in fantasy, and he could have had 300 yards and 10 touchdowns. He missed him on 3 plays that were wide open 50 to 70-yard plays. He just could not throw the ball. He throws the pick to end the game. And but I will say he always seems to play the Chiefs well. They're going to Arrowhead. They're getting 5.5 points. The over-under is 48, which is a pretty high total for this year. What are your thoughts on this game?
That's a high total for this year, but like Chiefs Chargers, that total is always 53.
It's usually 53. All right, we're gonna pause. We're gonna have to. I don't know who Sin City. Do you know who this is, Nick?
Yeah, you about to get banned.
We're gonna have to. First, he's hating on. Now he's hating on Miami. He says we're overrated. The Dolphins, the Miami Dolphins.
You play too much. You're gonna get to Miami later. Let's stay on track of what we're talking about.
Fine, go ahead. Keep going.
Yeah. So we're talking about Chiefs Chargers. I did actually bet this game. The Chargers defense is atrocious. Their offense has not really been clicking the way they should be clicking. And the Chiefs,
at least last week,
the Chiefs are out here killing people. 5.5.
So the Chiefs are doing it. They're doing it differently this year, though.
Not enough. They're killing people.
Of course, you're betting the Chiefs. They're doing it differently though, because Pacheco, they're running the ball Mahomes isn't putting up
amazing.
crazy stats. They're playing good defense. They're doing it different ways, which is just crazy. And it's tough to ever bet against the Chiefs.
And
all
guess
right.
what?
Go ahead.
We got Andy Reid, the genius, coming off a little extended week. Give him a little other extra time for that ass. It's never.
Give him a little extra time against this terrible defense too.
All right, good.
All right, we've got two Sunday Night Football. This is obviously the game of the week. You know, we got Sin City saying Miami's overrated. Nick, we've suffered since we're kids. We've had a terrible team our whole life. Let us have something decent, right? Let us feel good about ourselves. Don't tell us we're overrated. We're 5-1. Go. No,
well,
yeah. Go.
Well, I was going to say the Miami offense. They have 100 more yards than the next rated offense. They're by far away the number one offense in the league. Number 2 is actually Philly, but at 395, I think, total yards per game. And the problem with this matchup is Miami's going into Philly at night in the cold, where Miami sometimes has problems. Is that not true? Is that not true? You can look at me with that face.
I gotta look at the weather now. It's gonna be like 80 degrees probably.
It's not gonna be 80 in Philly at night, but on top of that, it's Philly, which might be one of the best like home away advantage type deals. Like the fans, they're going to be drunk. They're going to be loud. It's going to be a tough environment. So it's going to be a test for Miami. The thing about Philly also is Philly has a really high rated defense. They're like, I think they're top 5. I don't know exactly where they're rated, but they're top 5 in the league on defense. So Miami finally no longer in the bottom third of the league on defense, but we have a long way to go. I don't think Ramsey's going to be ready to go this week. Maybe he is. I saw him put in like a limited practice or something like that. So we'll see.
All right.
They got 2.5 points given to Philly. Prime time.
High of 60, low of 43. I think we'll be fine with that weather.
Yeah, not too bad. Not too cold.
Now I'll tell you, both teams last week, Philly looked terrible last week. They blew the game. Both their cornerbacks are hurt. Both our cornerbacks are hurt. Okay. So when I look at this game, it's a tough game for the Finns. It really is, because our offensive line has been great this year because we get the ball out quick. They're going to have to be incredible this year. Or this week for us to have a chance to win this game. Okay. So it's a tough game for the Dolphins. McDaniel's going to have to cook something up. Hold on one second.
Yeah. And then we've got Armstead out on the offensive line. I'm not sure if we have our center. Williams got a drawing.
So
Connor
yeah,
Williams.
either way. So stay over here, Molly. Sorry, my fucking dog's chewing a bone here. We got Sin City's a Bengals fan. We have no idea what pain feels like. This guy was in the Super Bowl like an hour and a half ago, okay? So I don't know what you're talking about. The Bengals have been better than the Dolphins since we've been much better than the Dolphins. He's taking the Eagles at home. I don't blame you for that. This is a tough game, okay? I think if I was going to lean aside, I don't bet against the Dolphins or for them, but I wouldn't blame you for taking the Eagles here 100%. But either way,
at home, under field goal.
Exactly. It's just a great game. That's what it is. It's a great Sunday night football game, and I'm excited to watch it.
I wouldn't be so sure, though. I wouldn't do it against Miami. I'd be like, pick another team. You know what I mean? With the mute.
Yeah, I had to hit the mute because I told you I'm a mess tonight. I'm in my living room doing this. I got my dogs. They're chewing bones. They're barking. They're fucking causing ruckus over here. Okay, I'm trying to stay focused.
Yeah,
that was a killer mute.
We're focused.
That was a killer. All right.
So the next marquee matchup we have here: San Fran at the Minnesota Vikings. San Fran opened at a 7, and now it's down to -6.5. San Fran. What you think about this game, Bean? Coming off the loss.
Monday Night Football game. I don't know why this line isn't like 9.5. Kirk Cousins can't play in prime time. The Minnesota Vikings are not a good football team. They barely beat the Bears last week. They would not have beat the Bears if Justin Fields didn't get hurt. So I don't know what is going on here. Sam Fran, obviously disappointing game, but everyone saw that coming. It was in Cleveland. It was a fluke game. Everyone had money on them. You knew they were going to lose that game. The only thing I can think of is they're not projecting McCaffrey and Debo and Trent Williams to play. Maybe without those guys, this 6.5 makes more sense. I don't know, though. This is a tough one.
Yeah, so I think San Fran's a killer teaser leg this week. Yeah, I'm all in on teaser.
That's the problem. That's the problem. All right. Well, we'll finish talking about that one when we get to pod picks. So those are our marquee matchups. We're a little all over the place, but this next segment, the next two segments are why you come here. This is why you pay us millions of dollars for our picks. And by millions of dollars, I mean nothing. The prop god is back. Beadic's back. He took a week off. I don't know why. He says he didn't have picks. This is how hard he studies. If he doesn't have something for the people, he doesn't give a pick. Beadic, how are you? We haven't seen you in a lifetime.
Absolutely. I would never just skip this podcast, but I can't give out losers on here, and that's a fact. And when I don't see anything on the board that I like, I'm not going to come on here and feed the viewers a bunch of bullshit. So I got a couple this week that I am liking, and I'm ready to go.
I like
Beautiful. We're excited to have you back. 6-4 on the year. You're right. It's so funny. EJ knew you dodged a big week of missed kicks and weird things happening. Your intuition was right, but
he bets under sometimes. He bets under sometimes.
Under what?
Like under field goals made, I think, and under yardages.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
Never.
All right, give us your picks.
Never will I ever take under field goals made. Okay. But I do like that under longest field goal of 47 yards for both teams.
That's what it is. Okay. I knew you didn't take the under on the field goals. You're taking the under on the yard. That's what you did. And okay. All right, got it. So what are you? 6-4 on the year? You were 2-1 last time out. Is that right?
Yep, we're 6-4 on the year. We've never had a week under 500. So it's been going well on here, and I want to keep it up. Yeah.
What you got for us?
All right. I really want to talk about these kicking picks because I don't have any this week, and I want to talk about why. All right. We all know we have the checklist of the weather, the accurate kickers, the high offenses. So let's run through my guys, okay? We've got Jason Myers, the Seahawks kicker, playing against Arizona.
Week one.
This is like a great one. It checks all the boxes, but the guy has missed 4 of his last 6 kicks. We just can't do it. I think it hits, and we have to stay away, give him another week to get back on track, and then we'll go back to that one. So
I like it.
Number 2, Jake Moody. We all know I love Jake Moody, my guy. Yeah, Bean's throwing up the choke signal right now, and
choker.
It was a windy one. That's why we stayed away last week, and it absolutely showed. But not only did Jake Moody miss 2 kicks last week, the 2 games before that, he didn't even get to kick a field goal. So he's playing in a dome in Minnesota, and like this one looks great, but we have to give him another week to show us he's not rattled. He's back on track. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Harrison Butker, we always love. He's playing the Chargers. In the last 6 division games, Harrison Butker has missed over 1.5 field goals on 4 out of 6 games. We can't do that one either.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And the last one are the God Aubrey, the Cowboys kicker.
Best
He's on
kicker in the
bye.
world.
He's resting up.
Oh,
So
God. I was
yeah,
waiting for
so
him.
yeah, I know. So no kicker props this week, but let's talk about what I do have. Okay. So
What you got?
this
What you
is
got?
a one pick. We're gonna call this two picks. Okay. Terry McLaurin over
Ooh.
57.5 receiving yards. Number two, Terry McLaurin over 4.5 receptions.
Got
Okay.
it.
The
Okay.
overs.
Let me tell you why. We on division games, we love going back and looking at what a player has done against an opponent. In these division games where you see these guys twice a year, it just there's a lot of info in there that we can gain. So against the Giants, he's played 7 games. He's never had under 70 yards. He averages 93 receiving yards a game. I actually posted a link in the private chat here. If you want to post this in the YouTube chat, Bean, it's his game log against the Giants in his career, and it's unbelievable.
Nick, you got to do it. And he's just a great
So,
receiver overall. I mean, they haven't
yeah,
gotten the ball enough to him this year, but it's coming. And he had a good week last week, I think.
exactly. He's again, the prop is 57.5 receiving and 4.5 receptions. He averages over 7 catches a game versus the Giants in his career. We got the chart up here. So this is his last 7 games against the Giants. Like, these numbers are unbelievable. For anyone on the YouTube stream, this is great. So let's talk about the Giants secondary. They gave up 129 yards to Deebo Samuel. They gave up 181 yards to Tyreek Hill, and they gave up 100 yards to Stephon Diggs. So they are giving up yards to wide receiver ones. So that's why Terry McLaurin over 57.5 receiving yards, over 4.5 receptions. Those are going to be the 2 props of the week.
I like it.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I mean,
next week,
it seems like it seems good. It seems like a great bet, honestly. I thought it would be much higher the line. I thought it would be in the mid-60s.
Yeah, get it in there. And guys, I promise, like, we'll be back with the kickers next week. You know, like, I'm always looking for the kickers. And just like last week, when it's not there, we're not going to force it. And when it is there, we're going to slam it.
6-4 on the year. 2-1 his last time out. The prop god, 4.5 catches, 57.5 yards for Terry McLaurin versus the terrible New York Giants. We'll see you next week when you're 2-0 this week.
Love you guys.
Peace, man.
Peace, brother. All right. That seems good. That almost seems too good to be true. That's what's having me scared.
I don't know. So
we're
talking
remember
pre-pod, and I ended up with Terry McLaurin in my FanDuel because Beat convinced
the
me.
prop guy, of course. I would have had him in mind too. All right. Pod picks. As everyone knows, I was 0-2 last week. Yeah. Nick was 2-0. He's on a 5-0 streak.
Yeah.
I will go first just because you're so hot and we got to keep our traditions as we always go. And like I said, mine are going to be gross this week. I got to go against. So when I looked, the line that stuck out to me the most, I really loved Cleveland Browns -3 at the Colts. Gardner Minshew looked terrible. Cleveland may have the best defense in the entire league. They look great. They're running the ball. They beat the Niners. They're coming off a big win. I'll take the Colts +3. I will take the dog shit Colts +3 at home just because I hate it so much. That's why I'm going with it.
I can't get behind that, but I don't know. We don't know who's going to be the quarterback of the Browns.
Nick,
probably.
I wouldn't expect anyone to get behind that. You should not get behind that, and that is why you should get behind that.
Maybe.
So Colts +3. I'm going to make it my best bet of the week just because it's so gross and it's the one I hate the most, and I know it's probably going to hit.
Minshew threw so many fucking picks last week. He's not giving them a chance to win games.
And then why isn't it not 5.5 Browns or 6 Browns? There's something going on here. There's something fishy going on. Doesn't matter. They just beat the Niners with no quarterback. With none.
True.
Colts +3.
All right. So my first play is going to be Detroit Lions +3. Their way we got Jared Goff. He's playing outdoors. This is a guy that was on the Ravens last week. I think the Ravens are a good team. I think they're going to continue to rise. I like that they're having Lamar, like I said, with the higher pass attempts. I think they need to be playing ball like that. But the receivers really are not holding up their end of the bargain, and I think they're lacking a little bit in the running department, not because of Lamar, but with Gus Edwards and Justice Hill compared to J.K. Dobbins, there is a little bit of a drop-off there.
For sure.
And if you look at the Ravens injury report, it is racked up. They're banged up.
Okay.
So I'm gonna take the Lions in this game +3. Give me that.
Love it. Minnesota Vikings +6.5.
You're wilding.
This line should be 10 Niners. It should be -10, even if they do have injuries. Give me the Vikings at home. Kirk Cousins god awful in prime time. Nothing about this game seems like it could ever hit, and that's why it's going to hit. And I'm not going to give you any more explanation. I'm not going to break down the game film. I am breaking down the lines. I am looking at where are all the bets. Guess what? Everyone will have the Niners back in the tees this week. Everyone will be betting the 6.5. The public money is all over them. I was just looking at it. 91% of the money, 83% of the bets is on San Francisco right now. Okay, and it's even ticked up to -7 in some sites. Ours is still 6.5, so I'll keep it at 6.5.
Ours was 7 before. Ours was 7 earlier. It ticked down to 6.5. Right. I don't know what's going on.
Okay,
maybe we're ahead of the move.
Whatever it is now. They're going to probably win the game outright. Okay, that's probably what's going to happen. So everyone's probably going to lose their teaser on Monday night. Vegas is going to laugh again. And I'm not going to laugh. I'm going to be laughing with Vegas. All right. Let's see. Bean doesn't need to start picking against the teams until like week 10 or 11. Yes. Guess what? It's happening earlier this year. When I go 0-2, I think I went 1-2 or 1-2 and then 0-2. I got to start. So give me the Vikings +6.5. Who you got, Nick?
I've got the Chiefs -5.5. Give me the chalky play. I think they're by far and away the better team here. They're humming on offense, and their defense is actually playing great football. The Chargers, they choke. I think it could end up being a 1-score game, but I don't think it's like going to be a 3. Maybe I get clipped with a 3, but I think it's going to be more like a touchdown type of game. Like 7
I think it's
points.
possible they win by 3, but I'm with you. I mean, Herbert, he's not that guy. You're not that guy, pal. You're not that guy.
It's in Arrowhead. Andy Reid off the longer week to prepare. When did the Chargers play? Monday night. Exactly. They're on the quote-unquote shorter-ish week. So, yeah, I think this is a bad spot for them. They out of here, Papa.
When I looked at the board, my last pick of the week, I'll remind you, I have the Colts +3, the incredible Colts. I have the Vikings +6.5. I know it's gross. When I looked at the board this week, I think my favorite play was Washington Commanders -3, right? Okay. The Giants are bad. I don't know who's going to quarterback for them. Probably not Daniel Jones, right?
Probably Tyrod.
I don't think so. Yeah, probably Tyrod. Nice guy.
It's good for you if Tyrod plays.
Yeah. So I thought Washington was probably my favorite play of the week. So my lock of the millennium is going to be the Giants. It's going to be the Giants +3. We're taking all gross underdogs here. We got 2 home dogs. Sorry, they're all home dogs, actually. Minnesota's at home. Colts are at home. The Giants are at home. Let's ride. There was too many square plays were winning those first few weeks. Vegas had to flip the switch, and I think the switch is still flipped. So those are my 3 pod picks of the week. Are you done, or do you have one more?
I'm gonna give it a little bonus play for that ass. Pause. I'm gonna get you a 6-point teaser. You ready? I'm gonna
He's
take
back.
the Buff. Yeah, teaser. It's the point. The totals are low. When the totals
I
are
love it.
low,
You stopped using all the teasers and you win all your bets, and now you're going back to teaser.
well, just one teaser. Just one teaser.
Okay, just one teaser. Give it to us.
Those are
Buffalo,
two
you
straight
said?
ups. Yeah, Buffalo down from the. Are they 9 now? It was 8.5 when I looked. When I bet them.
I saw 8.5.
Buffalo, perfect. Buffalo down from -8.5 to -2.5. Their secondary is banged up. They got that cluster injury. Mac Jones is awful, though. I think this is a run-heavy game, and I think they dominate in the trenches. And -2.5 against the offense that can't score. Give me Buffalo. And then Seattle Seahawks, bring them down against one of the worst teams in the NFL, the Arizona Cardinals. I think they can score. The Cardinals can score in this game, but Seattle -1.5. They're going to torch them with DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett and whoever the hell else on the sidelines. And the run game, they'll choke them out in the run game as well. I think they'll have success. And I think Seattle's pass rush might even have success against the Cardinals. So Seattle, Buffalo, teaser. 6 points.
Seattle, Buffalo teaser. The Lions +3. And what was your other bet?
Chiefs -5.5.
Chiefs -5.5. All right, those are the pod picks. That's the prop god picks. No questions for the Dean today. Nick forgot it, even though I am winning every fantasy matchup I can ever dream of. So we'll have a big segment next week. And on top of that, I'm 5-1 against Nick in FanDuel. I have been dominating. I almost want to lose to make it more competitive. So I will read it off my lineup. I'm going heavy at QB again. I'm going Josh Allen at New England. He always dominates the Patriots. I'm going Josh Jacobs. He leads the NFL in opportunities per game. Let me repeat that. Josh Jacobs leads the NFL in opportunities per game. Would have never thought that. He's going into Chicago. We know that defense. I'm going Jaylen Warren. Super cheap here. I did do a studs and duds lineup. Jaylen Warren, he's going to get that job sooner than later. Najee Harris sucks. Stephon Diggs to stack with Josh Allen. Rashee Rice for the Kansas City Chiefs. Christian Watson, they're playing Denver. He's got to break out sooner than later. Spent up on tight end, Mark Andrews, 6,900. We got Josh Downs. Josh Downs in the flex, who was super cheap. And if they're going to beat Cleveland, like I said in pod picks, someone's going to have to catch some footballs. And then lastly, the New York Giants, $3,400 defense. Cheapest one you can get. That's my lineup.
So I've got Geno Smith against the Arizona Cardinals defense, Saquon Barkley against Washington, Isaiah Pacheco against the Chargers, DK Metcalf stacked with Geno Smith. I've got Amon-Ra St. Brown because he's just been going off, and I think he'll continue. Isaiah McKenzie with the Colts because he's a little.
Does he play?
Yeah, little slot receiver. Minshew found him a few times on some good plays last week. I think they have like a sort of connection there. Mark Andrews, like you did, I think like the receivers are letting down Lamar, but Mark Andrews is still performing solidly. Tutu Atwell in the flex, and then the Los Angeles Rams defense against the Pittsburgh Steelers offense, which is atrocious.
Got it. So we both have Andrews. I'll read you Isaiah McKenzie stats. He was 5 catches for 39 yards. Yeah. That's for the entire season, not last week. That's the entire seseason.
What was last week? 3 catches for
2 catches for 20 yards.
Yeah, I'll take it.
All right, 4,600. I didn't even know they went that low. That would make sense.
You bet the Colts. He's about to go off.
You know what? He's probably going to win it for me. All right. That is it for us, and we are perfect timing because Thursday Night Football, this game is probably going to suck. This might be the worst football game you ever watch, but guess what?
I should have bet the under.
It's still football. It's still football. It's still football.
Someone can score soon, so I can get the live under.
In June or July, we would be praying for this game. So enjoy it. We will see you next week. We appreciate all of you. Peace out.
Peace.